All right, so today's functional group we're going to be looking at, they're called amines. Really what makes an amine, and both of these right here are just amines, is this NH2 right here. You see NH2 coming off of your carbon chain, it's an amine. So with the halocarbons, they were easy to name. We just, like if it was fluorine, we just called it whatever carbon that fluorine was attached to, that number, fluoro, whatever the carbon chain was. With these nitrogen-based compounds, we're not going to call like this one 2-nitropentane. We're just going to name it with amine or amino. So in this case, for this one, this is going to be 1,2. Let's even check out the shortcut here. All right. So we say we're working with amines, so they're right here. It's kind of helping us read and understand this. There are kind of two ways to name these things. We can either end the name with amine like it is right here. Can I highlight? Yeah. Or we can put the amino in front. I would say that for this class, if we just put it in front like we did the halocarbons, the methyl ethyl groups, stuff like that, I say if we go with this bottom naming scheme, that's going to get us to a good enough name for now. So let's go back to all of my tabs. All right, so here we go. So we're just going to name it in front. We're just calling it, once again, going back here, amino. Okay. Amino should sound familiar. Amino acids, what makes those amino acids that they have that nitrogen on there. So to name this one, this is just 1,2, 2 amino, and then that's pentane. This one right here, and once again, we're still just numbering it with the smallest number possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep in mind, this bond here isn't going to a carbon, so that doesn't get numbered with the chain. That's a nitrogen. It's just a nitrogen attached to, when we number it, carbon number 1, because we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is just 1 amino pentane. With these, if you wanted to use the other naming, you could. With that, you just end it with amine, but we have to change the pent to a pentyl. So this would be like pentyl to amine. I personally like this one better. It makes it easier to change what's on the rest of the carbon chain. And when we start in the future, for those of you that go on to college, anything biologically based, you're not ever going to work with just an amine. There's always going to be other things on it. So that's why I like the top one a little bit more than the bottom one. The top one just makes it a little bit more flexible, because I think it's just always easier to tack things on in front of the name than to change the ending. All right, 2 more problems, just because this still follows the same rules as the halocarbons, just with, amino. So here, doesn't matter which way I number it, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Either way, that's carbon number 3, so 3 amino pentane. All right, so in this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon chains, so that would be pent. Those carbons are all single bonded together, so pentane. I have 2 things going on here. I have this group here with a methyl, because it's 1 carbon. And then I have the 2 amine or amino groups here. All right, so once again, when we name this, we're still just going to go alphabetical order using the first letter of the groups. So in this case, A comes before M. There's 2 amine groups there, so I'm going to say, and they're on carbons. Doesn't matter which way I number it, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to hit the same numbers either way. So we have 2, 4, di, amino, 3, methyl, pentane. All right. Since we are adding a few more functional groups to the list, the practice problem is probably going to be a mix of things we've covered so far, just so that we're remembering how to name those things. And one of the key things with organic chem is being able to identify just which functional groups we're actually working with here. Like being able to look at this one and know, as I break my mouse, know that we have 2 amino groups here in the 1-methyl. That's one of those big skills I wanted us to walk away with. So with that, happy practicing.